How you doing, fish fanatics? Austin here with another Fintastic Freaks video. First and foremost, I hope you all had a fantastic new year, as I know 2020 was crazy for pretty much everybody in some shape, way, or form, myself included. But here in 2021, new year, already planning some new stuff here for you. And speaking of new stuff, we got some new fish to show. And if you stick around till the end of the video, I got a little news to talk about this 185 here. We're finally making some progress with this big old thing. But backing up there a little bit, like I said before, we got some new fish. I just showed off the aquascape to you guys just a few days ago in my latest video. If you haven't seen that yet, I highly recommend you do. Otherwise, as you can see in here, we have added a dozen Exodon paradoxus, also known as Exodon tetras, which are also commonly known as the bucktooth tetra. And to be frank, sometimes they're even nicknamed Exodon piranhas. And normally the cool thing that you would hear about tetras is that they get along with all sorts of fish, and that you can house them with all sorts of things, such as other tetras. I will tell you right here and now though, this is not that kind of fish. While the bucktooth tetra, or Exodon paradoxus, only grows to be about 4 inches, although sometimes they can reach 6. The more reason why other tank mates won't do well with them is, well, they're not called the bucktooth tetra for nothing. They are quite the carnivorous group of fish, and if anything, they kind of remind me more of piranhas than they do tetras. And knowing some piranha owners on YouTube and in personal life as well, I can say that most of those owners probably would say between Exodon tetras and piranhas such as red bellies or more of the rare types, honestly, these Exodons have more of that piranha behavior that piranhas are stereotyped with or seen as such, as while piranhas get bigger and may slow down, these Exodon tetras, like almost any other tetra, are always moving, they're always swimming about, and seemingly always hungry. These guys are almost like what a lot of people see as piranhas are, like a feisty, constantly moving fish, only in a smaller package. And if that doesn't convince you that they're an awesome little fish by itself, or that they may be more piranha-like than they are tetra-like, let me show you something else. I'll probably do a further in-depth care guide on these guys later, but one thing I will say right now, if you're considering these fish, make sure you have a lid. Exodons are notorious jumpers. As you can see them swimming up towards the top here now, they kind of already know what's up. Here's a little cube of bloodworms. Let's watch the magic unfold here. Is that not awesome to watch or what? I mean, they almost eat exactly like piranhas do. They just take turns just making it smaller and smaller until, boom, just like that, nothing's left. I will never get tired of feeding these guys. As you can also see in here, perhaps, kind of went up with a little bit of a different aquascape than I usually do, as decided to go with a pea gravel and river rock substrate. That right there with some Java fern lace attached to it is a lace rock. The wood here, which I might take out and boil a little bit further. There's a little bit of stuff going on it. I've read that it's harmless, but you can never be too careful. I also got some narrow leaf Java ferns on it, and in case you're wondering how I get it to stick on there, flourish glue is a beautiful, beautiful thing. Otherwise, the thin grass-like plants are Italian valves, and we also got some giant valves and some various types of anubias. But we'll go more on some of that stuff in a later video, perhaps. So yeah, those fish right there, already becoming a fun group right there. But got something else going on here, as I said, with our 185 over here though. We found a great deal on a 6-foot long coral life light. It's got vents there on the top and the sides there. We already got all the pipes for the plumbing down there in the stand, but we finally got another key piece to the puzzle that's getting us a huge step closer. And there it is. R300 Refugium. I might have mispronounced that, and I apologize. Pronunciation is not one of my gifts in life. We finally got a sump tank for our big 185 that I plan to turn into a saltwater tank later. Still got to get a couple more pieces. I plan to get a protein skimmer for this sump filter as well, because it's just more filtration, and having never done saltwater before in my life, it's just going to make keeping this tank and my first chance with saltwater, I think, a much easier going process. It's supposed to do up to 300 gallons, so with a 185 gallon tank, I'm sure we'll probably throw a sponge filter or two in there as well. Before it's all said and done, this tank right here, we might be filtering double its capacity, which is what I personally try to do with all my tanks. Especially when you have 20 plus, it just makes maintaining all the tanks a lot easier. At long last, we finally got some steps going in the right direction there with our big bowfront tank, so hopefully the time of finally getting some water in there and getting it cycled is not too far away. That, and we have a stand getting built as we speak for the 240. That's going to go right in this area by the 220 longs here. So lots happening down here. So there you go. New fish over there in the 55 over there. Finally getting the sump and some pieces for our 185 here. And back there by the 220s, we already got a stand in the making for that 240. If this isn't a sign that 2021 is already shaping up to be a good year, I don't know what is. What do y'all think of the Exodon Tetras? Like I said, I'll do a video on them later that goes in more in the depth of how you care for these things and some facts to help you care for them later, as well as the red Congo puffer that I showed in a recent video as well.
Hello!
But let me know what you think of the Exodons, and also kind of let me know about what you think of the Aquascape in the comments below, because I'm debating maybe we do something like that for the 240, or maybe we just go with sand, or maybe we just do a little mixture of the two. And of course, as always, if you like the video and like the fish, or that's what you see in this video in general, give it a thumbs up. If you're relatively new to the channel as well, and have not done so already, consider clicking the subscribe button to stay in the loop with everything I do, such as fish reveals such as this, fish room updates and such, with plenty more coming down the road. And as I said in my last video of 2020, hopefully here in 2021 we can soon put this pandemic in the past and we can go places again without having to be as cautious, I'll say. And more fish store visits, public aquarium visits, all sorts of things. But until next time, fish folk, thank you all for the continued support, and I'll see you in the next video. Stay fantastic.